What's up, guys? Today we got another tier list for you. We're going to be doing all of the Halo games as of right now. It's early 2019, so Halo 6 or Halo Infinite has not came out yet, but we can go ahead and do a tier list on the games that have came out. There's no F here because obviously none of the Halo games were fails, but they weren't all the greatest. We're just going to do all of Master Chief's games in order, so 1 through 5, and then we'll do the spin-offs, if you want to call them that. So first we have the original Halo. I think it's from like 2001. Now this game was the shit back in the day. It was the best of the best. And you got to kind of consider time with these games, like because this game obviously isn't the greatest now, but back in 2001, it was a pretty big deal. Um, it it feels like it should be an S, but like to be fair, the weapon selection wasn't the greatest. Um, all you could do was either split screen or campaign. There was no other options on this Halo. Other Halos, there were other options. It was just that. So it's almost an S, but I think if you got to be fair and go ahead and put it in the A tier. Now, Halo 2 came out in 2004, so it's still relatively old. I mean, it's 15 years old. And this game, this game definitely stepped it up. Much better weapon selection. Um, much smoother like gameplay because you could dual wield, which just even having that increases the way you can play with weapons so much more. And also, this had a much funner campaign. Not that the first campaign was bad, but this campaign was just really good, especially since it basically had boss fights, which you don't really find in shooter games, really. So I think Halo 2 definitely could earn itself an S. And it also was the first. I don't know if the first Halo had Xbox Live, but this Halo did have Xbox Live. And split screen on it was still pretty good. The Xbox Live on this wasn't played very much, but it was still quite good. So I'm gonna put Halo 2 up in the S tier. It was next level stuff. Next we got Halo 3. Halo 3 was exceptional as well. This one even more weapons, even better. Even a good campaign. Also, it introduced Forge mode, so you could build, you could build your own map and stuff, which just made for a crazy cool community, making insanely cool, infected maps and stuff like that. So it was a very good. And also, you could just easily play on Xbox Live. It wasn't as hard as Halo 2. Halo 2's Xbox Live was very difficult. This one was simple. You just log on. People could just sign in as a guest on your. You only need one Xbox Live account and 4 controllers, and you play 4 people online. Very well balanced. It had the new equipment, so you could like throw down bubble shields and stuff. Halo 3 definitely earns itself an S tier. It was next level good. Next up, we got Halo 4. Um, Halo 4, Halo 4's campaign, I think was very good. Um, the multiplayer was pretty decent too. Obviously, this game is much newer. It's like 2012, so its Forge was even better and stuff like that. So Halo 4 was quite good, but I don't think it can earn itself an S tier because like its multiplayer felt a little too fast for Halo. Um, so I'm just gonna go ahead and place it here in the A tier because it was still quite good. Uh, it still had crazy cool like good Forge maps, good combat and stuff, but it had a little bit too much. Everybody could sprint and use a dash and stuff. It just stopped feeling too much like Halo. And then next we got Halo 5, which Halo 5 the campaign was full of like plot holes and stuff. And if it was cool playing as both of these guys, but at the same time, it's like it was kind of weird. Um, and the multiplayer had really cool like maps and stuff, but like it was trying too hard to be esporty. Um, it had some cool things that like felt good to some people and some that felt bad to some people. I personally thought a lot of this new stuff they added was pretty cool, but at the same time, every match kind of felt one-sided with that game because of the way like leads could work. Because like you could just get a lead, and once you could basically buy a good weapon, and then use up the good weapon, buy another good weapon. Whereas before, like in the other Halos, you get to the center of the map, you might get the energy sword, but that will run out soon, or you will die with it, and then someone else will pick it up. So I'm gonna put Halo 5. Go ahead in the B tier. I mean, it's still graphics were amazing. The maps are very cool. It still had lots of options and stuff to do, but it just wasn't wasn't as good as the other ones, especially how recent it was. It was like 2014. And then next up we have the Halo 3 ODST spinoff. That was it. So the original idea of it was pretty cool, playing as the ODST troopers because they're super cool. Nathan Fillion was one of the main troopers, and he's good. He's a good actor. He's pretty funny. And they had the cool silenced SMG and stuff, and the whole time everything was kind of rainy and dark, and you were kind of in like the urban city. So it was like a cool setup and everything. But the problem with ODST was the fact that the game still worked like Halo, but instead of you being an energy shield having 7-foot super soldier, you were just the ODST trooper. So you would it was like just playing Halo on a harder difficulty, but it didn't feel as fun. You didn't feel as much of as much as the super soldiers you did in the other ones. So ODST could have been amazing if they added in like more movement or something. But they just kind of made a Halo game with a new campaign, but on a harder difficulty. It just not the not the. It was a good idea, but just in practice it didn't work out too great. So I'll just put it in the B tier. Um, Next up we got Halo Reach. Halo Reach was was a big spinoff. Like Master Chief wasn't even in this game, and it had a really cool like campaign, but like it all has kind of already happened. So we kind of knew it was gonna happen because it's a prequel. That's when they introduced like the armor abilities and stuff. They had firefight and everything, and you could customize your characters pretty well and everything like that. So I think Halo Reach was just what it 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 started to go into where Halo 4 did, where it was like it's a little too quick for Halo. Uh, but it had like really cool modes and stuff. So it doesn't earn itself an S tier, but it's an A. It was good. It was a good game. And then finally we have the Halo Wars games, which were spin-offs, but they weren't even like shooters. They're top-down strategy games. And the first one, which came out way back in 2009, was kind of next level for strategy games because it was simple enough to actually play. All the other strategy games, you have 10,000 icons on your screen, all doing different things. You have to constantly jump around a giant map. You have to worry about like totally random stuff. Halo Wars is very simple. You were humans or you were Covenant. There were just basically a couple types of troops. There were vehicles, infantry, air vehicles. Like it was pretty simple, but still fun to play. You could play 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. There were other modes. The DLCs they added were very fun. The campaign had really cool cinematics. The campaign story was pretty good. I mean, it was a prequel, so you kind of knew it was going to happen, but it was still kind of fun to play. I honestly put Halo Wars up in the A tier. I think it was a fantastic strategy game using Halo. I think it was quite awesome. Very good. Halo Wars 2. I have to be totally honest. I never actually played the full game of this, mostly because I played the like demo or beta or whatever you want to call it, and it was bad. It was Halo Wars, but now it was complicated. So they totally took the thing that made the first Halo Wars good, which was it wasn't too complicated, and they just threw that out the window. And they made Halo Wars 2 just very complicated, very confusing screen compared to the first one. And they just I don't know, they just didn't do something right with Halo Wars 2. It wasn't even worth the buy, because Halo, if they did it like the first one, just better. It wasn't the first one, but better. This was a kind of a different game almost. It was way too different for OG Halo Wars fans to play. So I'm gonna put that one in the C tier. It might be better if you've played more of it, or maybe there's some updates that make it better or something. I can't be totally sure. Just this is where I'm gonna put it in C tier. If it's actually a lot better and I should try playing it or something, just let me know in the comments. But as far as I know, it should belong in the C tier. So there we go. There's where I'd place all of the Halo games. Let me know what's too high and what's too low. Looking forward to Halo 6. Hopefully it's up here in the S or A tier. I mean, Halo games are fantastic. So they definitely can have a tier list of their own and still stay up in the S's and A's and B's. Yeah, and some of them, are almost in one spot or almost in another spot, but this is, I think, a good placement for them. Yeah, let me know what do you think I got wrong, and why I should change my mind on some of them. But from what I played, and as far as I know, and I've played a lot of Halo in my day, this is probably a good spot for most of these. I bet most people are going to agree with me on Halo 2 and 3. Uh, People are probably going to disagree on me with these three: Halo, Halo 4, and Halo Reach. Probably Halo Wars as well. I know Halo 2 and Halo 3. I don't know anybody that'll put those under S. I really don't. Can't think of a single person. So there we go. There's my all Halo game tier list besides Infinite, because it's not out yet. Should be coming out in like December or something. And when it does, maybe I'll come back and I'll make an edition after I play enough of it. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think should be different.